Hi, I'm Mike Chartrand. This is Varicocele Pain Syndrome Part 4. You can see a full table of contents as I update it in Varicocele Pain Syndrome Part 2. I'm on my way from Winnipeg to Toronto for embolization surgery on April 27th. Um, this is part 4, reasons for pain, and I'm just gonna speculate about reasons for pain, because I believe a lot of men are marginalized and their pain is minimized. Doctors don't exactly know why the pain is all the time, and there's not much written about it. And as it says in video 1, men's response is varied, and there's not a lot of agreement amongst urologists what qualifies a person for surgery because of pain. So you could easily be marginalized and minimized because most men are diagnosed for varicocele when they can't have a baby. The couple's not able to have a baby, and the man is assessed at that time. So most men with varicocele don't have any pain that they know of, or they're they come in for other reasons. Anyway, it's varied. Um, so sometimes the pain can possibly, I'm speculating, come on so gradually that they don't notice. When I was 25, I noticed one seemed bigger than the other, and the doctor said, "Don't worry about it." I never experienced any real pain, but you can see more about my story in other videos. Um, Textbooks and journals talk about referred pain from the testicle to the groin or the scrotum to the epididymis. So the pain is spread out maybe through different areas and veins and skin and muscle. It happens across a wide area. So speculating about the different kinds of pain that men might have from the varicocele, uh, and encouraging again through these videos further study on this. We all know about the dilated tortuous veins, and elderly people have varicose veins in their legs, and they wear compression socks so that the heart can more easily pump it up, because it's hard for the heart to pump the blood back when the veins are dilating. So wearing those socks helps. So the scrotum and the cremaster muscle are directly squeezing the bag of worms, as it's called. The varicocele is clumps of veins, and there's many veins, and they all go into one vein up towards the kidney, and they enter the body through under a fatty layer. They go under that fatty layer, which jostles around as you're walking, and then it goes into the inguinal canal, which is like a tube going from the hip bone to the pelvic bone, and squeezing there, and the cremaster muscle contracts, and the scrotum contracts to pull it up. But there's that blood in there, and the inguinal canal is kind of like a straw in a sense, but it's not sucking the blood up, but the blood's being pushed up by the heart pressure probably, and also the muscles are squeezing to pull up. And I'll talk a little bit more about it at the end, but so those varicose veins, which are already known to be uncomfortable, are being squeezed and released. The muscle is contracting and relaxing, and relaxes in order to let it back down. But so there's a constant squeezing of those, and there's a bottleneck. So my scrotum can be painful to the touch, and the very underneath that midline raphe kind of splits in front of the testicles towards the bottom, as the scrotum is expanded because of the size, and that midline disappears. And at the anus, that's why it's hard for me to pull in my belly button to the spine. It's also hard for me to do Kegels. But you can see just above the anus, it kind of splits into two, and that midline is supposed to be a ridge there. That is gone between the bottom of the scrotum and the anus. So also the scrotum is twisted because of the weight, and the left testicle moves down into the center, displaces the right scrotum, and pushes the right testicle to the right. Um, and there's that bunch of skin underneath. It clumps up, and basically, the skin that's supposed to be on the left sits in the center. And there's a line of skin when I'm standing. There's a photo on part 6 of varicocele surgery failure that I did. You can see a photo there of how the skin is basically bunched up on the right and being squeezed uh, between the right buttock and the left buttock there, bunched up on the right. But that, if I walk too much, that is painful to the touch, but I don't really feel it. It feels more or less numb. There's a loss of feeling in that area unless I touch it with my finger. Hard to listen to, eh? Harder to say than to listen to, maybe. So also maybe the abdominals are straining to avoid my doctor taught me that you can pull up the cremaster muscle itself and pull up a testicle, or you can squeeze the abdominals, and this will pull up on the cremaster. So it kind of works with the abdominals. So you can imagine that I feel when I stand, that's why it's hard for me to stand, hard for me to put weight on my left leg, because my abdominals are constantly straining, and also when I'm sitting. But probably the abdominals don't want. There's a thing called guarding when you have back pain, when your abdominals are guarding your back, so they're tensing up to protect. And so I think that the abdominals are also tensing up to protect, pulling on the cremaster. But that's also going to, I do have highly degenerated discs, so both problems are happening there at the same time. But you could see how a problem with the varicocele could lead to hip and back problems, and mostly it's attributed the other way around. The back problems are that they're the reason for the myofascial pain and the pelvic floor problems, but I'm saying it could be the other way around, that those muscles are antagonists. So the varicocele could be leading to the back problems. Also, the slow blood supply could be a reason for testicular pain, because we know in orchialgia, the spermatocord gets tangled and the blood supply is cut off to the testicle, and that's very painful. But possibly there's some pain involved because of slow flow to the testicle. My testicles are healthy, but maybe there's some pain involved there and some tenderness because of the slow blood flow. So that's just going to leave it there for now.